He's been FIFA's cover guy for 3 years in a row. I see his face every day on my PS5. But there's stuff about Mbappé that's hidden, man. So we just had to make a list of the 12 shocking things you didn't know about Kylian Mbappé. And we gotta start from the very beginning, because instead of being a pro baller, Mbappé could have been a gangster. See, when he was a kid, Mbappé grew up in Bondy. It was a small town in Paris, but it was big on trouble. When he was only 7, a riot happened in the town, and it was pure chaos. Cars, houses, schools, everything got burned to the ground. No one was safe. Young kids were joining gangs. But luckily for Kylian, he had his entire family rooting for him, and he became a freaking pro baller. And he's a local hero now. There's even a mural of him in the neighborhood. It's almost as if it was his destiny, man, because the people in his family, they're all amazing athletes. His dad, Wilfried Mbappé, used to be a footballer and a coach. Dude was actually Kylian's first coach at AS Bondy. Imagine being coached by your dad. I'd myself. His mom, Faiza Lamri, she was a former handball player in the 90s. But that ain't all, because Mbappe's adopted brother, Jirez Kembo-Ekoko, is also a pro baller. And his kid bro, Ethan, he's tearing it up for PSG's under-15s. Damn, that's some really heavy genes there, man. You'd think with all of this, Mbappé had it easy as a kid. But that wasn't it. Growing up, it was tough. He once had a trial at a really big club, and he got rejected. Back in 2012, Mbappé had trials at Chelsea. Now he's one of the best players in the world. But this is gonna shock you, because the guys at Chelsea didn't think he was all that, and they didn't sign him. See, they weren't sure of his ability, so they said he had to have another trial, and even gave him a custom jersey. But his mom wasn't having it. And that's when she told him, either you sign him now, or in 5 years you're gonna have to pay $50 million to get him. And that's how Chelsea missed out. Getting rejected really young, it'll knock out any kid. But not Kylian, man, because just a few years later, he picked himself up, and at a really young age, he broke a Legends record. When he was only 14, he signed for Monaco and made his debut for them at 16. Damn, when I was 16, I was flunking my algebra exams and getting nutmegged in recess. The record at Monaco used to belong to France's GOAT striker Thierry Henry. So when Kylian broke it, he put everyone on red alert. But he didn't just stop there. Kylian's all about wanting more, and he broke the record to become Monaco's youngest goal scorer. Man, as a teenager, Kylian was making waves in football, but people still thought he was still a kid and were doubting him. But just 5 years later, on the greatest stage, Kylian shocked the whole world. When France won the World Cup in 2018, there was one name on everyone's lips: Kylian Mbappé. See, Kylian was electric. He was tearing defenders into shreds, dribbling and scoring goals. People couldn't get enough. He was like free pizza toppings on a Friday night. Anyways, when France got to the final, Mbappé was in the team to face Croatia, and Kylian was determined to make a name for himself and his family as a really young kid. So when he got his chance, he took it and made history. After scoring against Croatia, he became only the second teenager in history to do it. The first? The GOAT, Pelé. Man, Pelé was so impressed, he even said he might dust off his boots just to protect his record and play with Kylian. But you see, the stuff Kylian did on the pitch wasn't the only thing that impressed Pelé. It was what he did off it too, because Kylian showed the whole world that he's one of the nicest dudes on the planet. In the World Cup, Kylian and his teammates got bonuses for representing their country. For Kylian, it was huge, 400,000 euros. Most young guys would probably have spent all that money on a new Ferrari or a nice crib. But Kylian decided he'd do something else. And when everyone found out, he became a hero. He gave all his World Cup earnings to charity called Premiers de Cordée and didn't take a single thing. Kylian, hats off, bro. Kylian got it right growing up, not just because his family put him on the right track, but also because he decided to copy one of the GOATs and become his biggest fan. Growing up, Kylian was obsessed with CR7. He even had his posters in his room. See, he got the chance to meet Ronaldo in 2012, and ever since that day, he'd made his choice. It was Ronaldo or nothing. He's even got to play on the same pitch with his idol, and they've exchanged jerseys a couple of times. Kylian's living the dream, and they kind of have some things in common. They both like this video and subscribe to the channel, just like you, man. And it wasn't just that, because way back, CR7 broke the record to become the most expensive baller on the planet. And Kylian was still a teenager when he made the switch to a big club, and it was for a world record transfer. Mbappé was incredible at Monaco, man, and after only his first season, the big guys called a meeting. They had decided they'd spend the green on Kylian, and then they splashed the cash, 180 million euros, and Kylian became the most expensive teenager on the planet. Dude, it was so big, it moved him to second on the list of most expensive transfers in football history, only behind Neymar. Kylian's tearing it up for PSG, and he's really popular in France. He's got posters all over the country. But the truth is, it could have all been completely different. Here's the deal. Kylian's dad is from Cameroon, and his mom from Algeria. But Kylian was born in France. So when it was time to choose, dude chose Le Bleu, because he grew up there and kind of felt really comfortable. And they've got croissants and escargot. Seeing how it turned out, I guess it wasn't a bad decision. Who am I kidding? Anyways, dude is really popular, and he's also very popular with kids too. Not just because he creates new FIFA celebrations every week, but because he looks like a really popular character, and it even got him a nickname. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A freaking amazing cartoon, man. And in France, they've got a national reason to like it. See, Kylian's got a striking resemblance to Donatello. Dude, they're the spitting image of each other. Just look at this. They look like brothers. He looks so much like him, they nicknamed him after Donatello. Kylian's like a superhero in France, and his superpower is his speed. Dude's so fast, he's even faster than the fastest man alive. On FIFA, he's got 95 pace. 95! Yeah, he's so lightning quick, there's even a rumor that if someone stole your phone and took off with it, all you had to do is just call Mbappé. See, in one game, Kylian ran 23.61 miles per hour. That's faster than Usain Bolt's 2009 world record race. If they ran a straight race, Usain would probably win. But when it comes to the ball at his feet, Kylian will leave the fastest man in the world catching his breath. And it must be really dope to run free like that, because one time, Kylian was locked up in a jail made out of gold? Back in 2021, Real Madrid were desperate to sign Mbappé. See, Madrid always want the best ballers in the world on their team. So they made many offers for Kylian, but PSG said no every time. The president, Nasser Al-Khalifa, said that they never sell Mbappé or sell him on a free. Damn, that's a really tough love for a guy. Kylian's lawyer, Delphine Verteden, allegedly came out and said Mbappé renewing his contract at PSG is like being locked in a golden jail. She denied making those comments, but Madrid pushed even harder. At the end of the day, Kylian decided to stay at PSG and signed a new contract worth 250 million euros. I guess he must really love being a prisoner, man. Imagine being locked up in an all-you-can-eat store. Yeah, I'd never go out too.